Okay, so a couple days ago, I watched the next two episodes, or episode 3 and episode 4 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, or as I've just been calling it to myself, or like when I'm talking to Clay about it, the Elf Show. So I checked earlier today, there is not a new episode. I have no idea when it uploads. From what I understand, when it did, when it updates, I think when it first updated, they dropped the first 4. So I don't know. It's kind of like with Oshinoko, where it's like the first 3 episodes were lumped together essentially as like a movie, and then it was weekly. If that's kind of how this is, or if they're just gonna release like batches of episodes every few weeks, every few months. Not 100% sure. If anyone knows in the comments, please just hit me up. But I did go ahead and see the new episode, so I'm caught up on the anime as far as I'm aware. I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say. It's just, I'm liking it. It's kind of like what I said in the first episode, or it's like when talking about the first 2 episodes. The opening is kind of a bop. I don't know how well it really fits the tone of the show. I don't remember if I said this in my last episode, but it was something I thought about. It reminds me a lot of Log Horizon. How Database is this like really like aggressive rap song, and like when you listen to it and you see like all the images going on, you're like, oh dude, this show's gonna kick ass. Like it's gonna be like this really badass hype fucking isekai about this like giant party like just conquering the world or some crazy shit. Yo, let's go. And then I watch the show and then I'm like super hyped, and it's just people sitting around talking. And I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like Log Horizon. Like, whatever they are talking like about politics and like trying to figure out how do we conduct ourselves in this new world. How should we start working together to figure shit out? The NPCs are real ass people. How do we communicate with them? Like, I love it. But it's like, yeah, really hype song. Let's go. Politics. I fucking love that shit. And then this is kind of similar. It's like, I'm kind of dancing to the song. Like, yeah, this is like some really catchy shit. Now time to be sad. It's great. I do think the ending song is, again, it's very cozy, it's very comfy. Like, this feels like it fits the tone of the show really well. I think, oh, hi, Bahamut. I think the art is gorgeous. The fight scene, when I don't remember his name, but when they were fighting, like, the Demon King's subordinate who have been sealed away for fucking ever, the fight with him just looked immaculate. I like the whole thing. It's like, Frieren is talking to Fern. She's like, yeah, so like the dude we're going to fight because the seal on him is about to dissipate, so we got to go take care of it. I wasn't strong enough to kill him then. I'm probably pretty fucking strong enough now. He invented a spell that could bypass armor, bypass defense magic, and it's really fucking dangerous. It was something that is essentially just to kill. And Fern's like, well, how do you beat that? Like, how do we deal with something like that? You haven't been reading that book I gave you, have you? Do I need it to read it to you every night? No, I'm not a child. I can read it. And like they kind of have that conversation a couple times. And then during the fight, when she's just like blocking all of his shit, he's like, what the fuck? How are you blocking all my shit? Well, that was 80 years ago that we fought you and sealed you away. In those 80 years, power creep fucking happened. We learned how your magic worked, and not only like started teaching it as an offensive spell, but defensive abilities have adjusted as a result, and armor has gotten a lot better. So the thing you invented that was essentially like an Avada Kedavra kill shot is now just a regular ass attack. It's like, oh my goodness, this poor bastard got fucking power creeped into existence. Fucking rip Gen 1 Tauros. I thought that was funny, but I also just thought it was kind of an interesting idea too. It's like, yeah, you know, technology marches on, society evolves. You can't just rely on one trick, you know, like for forever, for the rest of your life. You do have to adapt, you have to grow. And Friren's like, yeah, like I can tell you didn't read the book I gave you, because this fucking shit is like really important in the book. It's like basic magic theory. Come on, Fern. Like, I like that. I love their relationship, Frieren and Fern, Because Fern is, she has this understated frustration. And not understated as in like the show doesn't talk about it a lot. They talk about it a lot. And she's like a child. Like, she's so much older than me. And she's looking after me, but I feel like I kind of look after her. And, you know, we've been in this village for like 6 months. It's kind of nice, but like, the fuck are we doing? And we're going to go on this. I think it's in episode 2. Maybe it was another episode, like another adventure as well. But it's like, hey, when are you going to be done with your search? Soon. Okay, but like, for you, how soon is soon? Soon. Like, I kind of like that. Like, Fern is just kind of always frustrated with her, but is still kind of understands that, like, this is still my master. This is still someone that's taking care of me. There's a disconnect here, but I still like her. I still like traveling with her. She's still important to me. Like, I find their relationship kind of interesting. Episode 4 gives us a goal. It gives us, like, the plot. So Frieren finds her master's old teachings. Like, she goes back to Eisen, who's her dwarf friend, able to find her master's teachings about communicating with the dead who reside in the Oriole. And I'm like, oh, some Trails in the Sky shit. The Oriole is essentially the land of the dead, the souls, the spirit realm. And it's, you have to go past the Demon King's castle. So her goal is, I am going to retrace the steps of my original journey. And you kind of see how things have changed in those 80 years, how I can or maybe can't relate to the people along the way. Excuse me. Reminiscing on my journey with my companions and what they meant to me along the way. And when I get to the end, I will be able to talk with the 2 who passed away. Specifically the first one, Himmel the hero, who was him. And anything that was left unspoken between us can get aired out. Because I don't know if she had a thing for him and just wasn't able to express it. But in the flashbacks, it definitely seems like he kind of had a thing for her. And it was either not reciprocated or it was, but neither of them really understood that she reciprocated it, which is some interesting shit. And Fern's reaction to the fact that they're going to do this journey is, on the one hand, like, oh, cool, we're going to go on like a big quest, you know, not just do like a bunch of random bullshit. And then also, didn't that take 10 years? Is this going to be 10 years of my life? Huh. And Frieren's response to that is like, yeah, it's going to be a mere 10 years. Which, I didn't talk about that in the last episode. Unfortunately, just something I forgot to get to. It's something she says a few times when talking about her adventure with her companions. Where for them, especially the 2 humans, like, yeah, like, we've been together 10 years. This is a long journey. It's a long D&D campaign. That's a good chunk of a person's life, of a person's adulthood. To her, that's nothing. It's not 10 years. It's always a mere 10 years. Like, yeah, we traveled together 10 years. What's the big whoop? I've been alive for hundreds. I've been alive 1,000 years. A mere 10 years is nothing. It's like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, I love that disconnect. And it's like, yeah, like, we're going to do this journey. All 10 years of it? Yeah, it's a mere 10 years. Like, it's like a perfect fucking ending to the episode. It's great. So, I'm looking forward to the next episode, or the next batch of episodes. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to be releasing them. Probably when the show's done, I'm like, all right, I gotta read the manga, because I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm just waiting for it to emotionally devastate me and for me to, like the fucking end of Umineko, where I'm just crying. But that's all I have for this one. Tomorrow's Thursday, so I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Or maybe later today if I do get the NFL picks video done. It'll either be today or tomorrow. Anyways, it'll be soon. I'll see you soon. Bye.